Hello everyone, my name is Edu and this is Ready Go Expat. A lot of people have asked me in the comments here in my videos, especially the ones talking about life in China, for me to make a video explaining how to get a job in China as an English teacher. You know, I worked there for 5 years as an English teacher, and I actually thought, well, okay, maybe I should prepare like not one, but a couple of videos about teaching in China, and also where to go, what salary to expect, perhaps what are the hours like, and where should I work, in a language school, at a university, in a public school, private school. So I decided to make a series of videos. This is the first one, but you're gonna find other videos linked where you're gonna see testimonials from people who worked in China, and also some tips before applying for a job and accepting a job as an English teacher in China. Ready? Go! So you can work in China in many different kinds of schools. You can work at language schools with kids, teenagers, adults, kindergartens, universities, international programs, public schools, high school, middle school. There are many different options. So in the other videos, you're gonna see that I'm gonna show like the requirements, the number of hours, and the expected pay for each of these places. But just pick the one that you think you're most comfortable with. You know, so if you've never worked with kids, for example, then perhaps working at a kindergarten is not the best option. Or if you don't want to work with adults, I don't know, perhaps the university is not the best option. But do you want to have more holidays, or do you want to get a higher pay? That is definitely going to be an important factor before you choose where you want to go. So first of all, let's start with the requirements. What do you need to teach in China? So first of all, you must be between 18 and 55 years old. Some people said that, well, up to 59 is still okay, but let's say 18 to 55, that's what I've read, and I'm bringing here for you. And that's to be eligible to get a work visa, because a work visa is the only way that you can actually work in China, a legal Z visa or work visa as an English teacher. Okay, some people ask me, well, what if I go there as a student on an exchange program, or if I go there for 6 months a year as an exchange student, can I work there? No, you can't. The only way you can work there is with a legal Z work visa. So apart from the age, you also need a bachelor's degree. It doesn't need to be on teaching, but you do need a bachelor's degree, and you also need a TOEFL certificate. TOEFL certificate is a certificate in teaching English as a foreign language. Some schools accept the online version, that you can take it online, but then they have a minimum number of hours. I think it's 120 hours. But then the school you apply for, they're gonna have that there specifically. Also, they accept the Cambridge CELTA, for example, and also you can do this TOEFL certificate in a location as well, like physically. Or online. So you also need that. You need a criminal background check from your country that is notarized by your country, the government. So you need that as well. And the other thing you need, and that has been going on for the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, you need to be from one of these recognized, as they say, English-speaking countries. Now I know that they have 7 in the list. I know you might be asking me, well, are there only 7 English-speaking countries in the world? Of course not. But for China, you need to be either from the US, Canada, England, Australia, Ireland, the UK, or South Africa. Okay, so one of these countries. I know the UK is like 4 countries, but you know what I mean. What does that mean? You need a passport, a valid passport from that country. So if you were born in another country and then you moved to the UK and you have a passport from the UK, you are eligible from England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, you're eligible to work in China. Same thing, if you move from Brazil to the US and you have an American passport, you're eligible to work there. And the other thing is that when you get to China, you're gonna go and do a health check with them. So there are like 10 exams. You have to do that every year, actually. And they just basically want to see if you're in good health. But they're only gonna deny that visa if you have a very specific condition. But if you're basically a healthy person, you'll be able to get this visa. That won't be a problem. And that as soon as you get to China. Now, what is the process like? First of all, you go online and you find a school. And then as soon as you do, they're gonna ask you for your documents. So you're gonna send the documents. It's usually all of these things I already mentioned here, the certificates, your bachelor's, all you send that online, okay? A digital copy of that. And they will receive that, they will analyze, and they're gonna send you a letter from the government saying we authorize this person to get a work visa in China. So you get that letter, you get all your documents, and you send them to a Chinese embassy, Chinese consulate in your country. I think now you need the physical copies, yes, and you gotta get some documents notarized and everything. And I'm saying like that, and if you're not sure, I'm sorry about that, but like, please check websites that have requirement to teach in China in 2022. Because to be very honest, the first time I did this was in 2015. By my last year there, 2020, these documents had changed. So I'm gonna leave some links here below with updated versions of the documents that you need. But usually the person in the school will help you and will tell you the step-by-step process in obtaining your work permit in your home country, okay? So with that, you get a work visa, to go to China on your Z visa, on your passport, a sticker, all right? With that, you can fly and you get to China. And then when you get to China, as I said, you're gonna do a health check. They're gonna take you to a specific place where foreigners go. Any foreigners who need any kind of visa, student, work visa in China, they need to go there to be checked. And don't worry about it. Usually the school pays, and then you get your health check there. And then with that, they're gonna apply for a foreign expert certificate, which is a card that with a QR code, which basically anybody who scans that will see that the government you are eligible, and the government allows you to enter the country and to work there as an English teacher. They're gonna show the position, your role, the school, who is your employer. So all of that information is there, okay? Once you have that, then yes, you have the permanent visa, residence visa to stay in China for a year. Every year you need to renew that, and you need to go through this same process of health check the documents, and that's when one document or another might be different, because that happened to me. Every year there was one document that was different. So I'm not gonna tell you about the list that I needed 5, 6, 7 years ago, because it's definitely different today. So read other websites. Now, one thing really important before you pick up a job is deciding where you're gonna live. So you can live in the most, cosmopolitan cities, most international cities like Shanghai, Shenzhen, and then you have Beijing and Guangzhou. These are the top 4 where most expats live. But China is huge. When we say big city and small city in China, it means something completely different, because I lived in a very, very small city in the countryside, and there were almost 1 million people. That's the small, tiny, rural city in China, okay? So I would say pick up somewhere that you feel comfortable, read reviews. When I moved there, I lived in Qingdao for my first year. Qingdao is on the coast, it's really between Beijing and Shanghai, and it's very close to Seoul in Korea, on the coast there. I picked Qingdao because I read about reviews about the city. It's very international. There's a big Korean community there. Also other foreigners living there. The city is beautiful. So, and it's not that small, but it's also not Beijing or Shanghai, so that's why I picked that. But then I lived in another city in China called Nanchang, which is in the central south part of China. Also really nice city, about 4 or 5 million people. Very, modern, developed as well, but it's nothing compared to, of course, Shenzhen, which is 4 hours away by train from where I live, Nanchang, which is like 50 million people. It's the tech hub of China, very close to Hong Kong. So all that area there is really modern, really nice. So it depends, if you want to party, if you want to meet people, meet foreigners, then Shanghai is the best option, perhaps Beijing. But then make sure you read reviews about each city, you watch YouTube videos. There's a lot of YouTube videos that you can watch to like decide which city to live in. It's very important to mention that when you get this job in China, the school that hired you or the company that hired you is responsible for you. So anything that you do in China, if you, for example, want to get another job or a part-time job or teach a private student, you can't, okay? That's against the law. You are there in China to work for that school according to the contract that you and the school sign. So anything that you do, it's going to be responsibility of the school. So that's also very important to notice. And before you sign a contract, it's important, they're usually going to send an English and a Chinese version of the contract. If anything happens when you're in China, the version they're going to use both, but the last word is going to be on the Chinese version, of course. So it's really important that you read the contract carefully, you see the number of hours, you check the days you'll have to work, the holidays you're going to have, the benefits you're going to have, and also compare that with other schools and other offers. So that's my main piece of advice in this video is like read the contract in advance, see the number of hours, see the number of classes, check out the days you're going to work, and compare that with other offers on similar websites so that you see if you're doing the right thing and if you should sign with this school. I'm gonna have some other videos here about working in different schools, different companies, so make sure to watch these videos as well. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.